Hello, everyone. Today is the 28th of December, 2023. Almost done with this year. As you can see, it rained a lot again the last 24 hours, so there's no way I'm going to be laying on my back on the ground today, and probably not for tomorrow either. Depends on how quickly the water recedes. But so my plan now is to start doing some things on top that I was going to save until later, but at least this way I can keep working because it's not supposed to rain anymore, so I can open the hood. And my plan is to remove the valve covers, clean them up, repaint them, put new gaskets on them, and put them back on the car. I expect to have the new battery tray this afternoon. I bought a new battery today at Napa Auto Parts, um, and a couple of other parts have come in too. So I've got plenty of things I can do on top that won't be too hard to do right now. This may end up being a 2-day update depending on how much I get done today. I don't know how much time I'm going to have, so I'm just going to get started on what I can do and go from there. So walking around in my shed, here's the new battery I bought. Napa had a 10% off deal for buying it online, so of course I took advantage of that. This uses that AGM technology, all glass mat or something, I forget what it is, but there's no liquid inside there. All the battery solution is suspended in some kind of glass mat or whatever, so it's maintenance free. It's supposed to be a good battery. Bought another can of engine paint to do the valve covers with. And let's see, got some goodies over here. For the first time ever, I've never had one of these. I bought a remote starter just to make it a little bit easier when I'm ready to turn the engine over. Working under the hood, even though it's pretty easy to just make your own remote starter, I decided to be a little more professional. Got my JB Weld here to fix that power steering connecting point, that nipple that kind of didn't break, but it came disconnected and leaked. So I'm going to fix it with that, or attempt to. And of course, some new hose clamps for the for yeah. What else did I get? Oh yeah, hopefully the right size clamps to do that one hose that's also leaking a little bit under the reservoir. And I found a little one of these little packages that has some more grommets in them. I'm hoping maybe I'll get lucky and maybe one of those will fit that last linkage next to the transmission. I'm hoping anyway. Getting tired of trying to find those parts and having difficulty. And here are my red bushings for my strut rods. I was surprised that this kit didn't come with new nuts and cotter keys, but that's okay. I mean, the old nuts are perfectly usable. So when I get them work back on the ground again, I'll install those. Oh yeah, this box. I talked about this in my last video that I sent to myself from Colorado. A lot of hoses. These are all pieces of new hose that'll come in real handy. Also, yet another brand new master cylinder. I now have two more new master cylinders that I don't even need. So if anybody needs a master cylinder to fit a late 60s Lincoln or even early 70s Lincoln, I'll be happy to sell one to you or two. I also have down there at the bottom of this box the air extractor kit that came off of either a 68 or a 69 Lincoln, and I have all the pieces, including the control that goes in the dash, the motor, the ductwork, all that stuff. So if anybody is interested in that, let me know. I'm not going to try and retrofit my 67 sedan, even though I probably could. It wasn't an option in 67, so I'm not going to put it on there. So I think that's it for the latest goodies. Oh yeah, the speedometer cable that goes in the transmission and the dipstick tube. I found somebody on eBay last night that's selling just the two O-rings that I need as a package deal for these two items. So I took back the O-ring multiple pack that I picked up at Advanced Auto Parts, returned it, and just ordered that specifically. That's just what I need to get those back on the car. So I think that's it for now. So I'm going to open the hood and I'm going to take out the valve covers. That's what I said I was going to do. All right, 1/2-inch bolts that hold the valve covers in place. Real handy to use one of these tools for that. So I'll just take all those off. Oh yeah, I was supposed to get a Ziploc bag to put all my bolts in. I'll go get that. So anyway, I'm just going to take all that off, get the covers off. Something else I'm going to pull off real quick too is that cover right there where the PCV hoses go. I'm going to pull that off because there should be a wire mesh in there that probably needs to be cleaned. All right, this is the cover removed, and you can see how dirty that wire mesh is. I'll be pulling that out, and I may just try soaking that in the carburetor cleaner. I bet that'll clean it up pretty good. I'm going to get my vacuum out before I pull it out so I don't drop some debris in there. Brian, the guy I bought the engine from, did a good job washing the exterior of the engine. But still, I don't want any debris to drop in there. I'll have to create my own gasket there. I have the material to do it with, so that shouldn't be too hard. All right, now I'm going to pry off the valve cover here, the first one, see what it looks like underneath here. Hopefully I won't be disappointed. Let's see what we got. All right, okay, good. I am not disappointed. Quite honestly, it's cleaner than I expected it to be, just based on what I saw inside the crankcase when we had the engine on the engine stand. I had the oil pan off, so I'm happy to see that it looks very clean in here. So that's very pleasing. Okay, moving on. All right, I'm glad I took that little cover off. This thing is filthy, and look at all the debris that's inside that hole there. This is the valley cover that sits on top of the engine. It almost makes me feel like I should take the intake manifold off and the valley cover and clean up real good, but I'm just going to vacuum out what I can see here. I think that'll be good enough for my purposes, since I'm not really doing an engine rebuild. All right, it's now the evening of the 20th of December. I didn't think I was going to have energy to come back out here and work in the dark, but here I am. I just wanted to get these valve covers done. So it took a while, but I cleaned everything up here. I used my little handheld drill wire brush attachment there to clean out the insides of these. There was a little bit of sludge buildup, but not too bad. It was actually pretty clean underneath. So, and I don't have a sandblaster, and I could have done a better job, of course, cleaning the outside. But again, this is not a rebuild, just a quick fixer up, fix leaks, that kind of stuff. Took a while to get all the old cork gasket material off, but I got it. The other thing I did was I cleaned up this little element that was inside the intake valley cover underneath the intake manifold. I cleaned that out, get all the dirt and sludge out of that, so that's nice and clean, ready to go back in. And the cover that sits on top of that for the PCV system, I used my bench grinder with a wire wheel attachment on it to clean that surface up nice and well. And I made a very crude but functional gasket to fit here to replace it. It lines up and it'll do the job. Yeah, it's ugly, but once it's installed, nobody's really going to know. So, and I think that's all I got done tonight. There's still a lot of water on the ground. It'll probably be that way in the morning still too. So I will continue tomorrow morning with reinstalling those valve covers, putting that little piece back on, and I don't know what I'm going to do after that, but I'll figure something out. There's plenty to do on top. So I will say good night for now. Thank you.